Skip it up and that up.
So yeah, Sony's killing it right now. They're selling millions of PS4s, and they're out of their hole. Sony's made a complete comeback. Or not really. Not at all, actually. According to Moody's, they actually got rated junk credit again. Remember they got rated that last year? I'm sure everyone, including myself, thought maybe, okay, they're not going to make a complete 180 in a year. Nope, they're still junk. This is what Moody's had to say. While Sony has made progress in its restructuring and benefits from continued profitability in several of its business segments, it still faces challenges to improve and stabilize its overall profitability and, in the near term, to achieve a profile that Moody's views as consistent with an investment-grade rating. Of primary concern are the challenges facing the company's TV and PC businesses, both of which face intense global competition, rapid changes in technology, and product obsolescence. Sony's profitability is likely to remain weak and volatile as we expect the majority of its core consumer electronics businesses, such as TVs, mobile, digital cameras, and personal computers, to continue to face significant downward earnings pressure. Damn. Look, you can see the gray hair in my beard. I talk about my beard a lot, but it has gray hair. I'm old, older than probably a lot of you guys that are watching this. And I remember as a kid, there was a time that when you went to buy things, it was Sony everything. You bought a Sony VCR. You bought a Sony TV. You bought, so before PlayStation, I had Sony DAT machines. Probably some of you out there are like, what the hell is a DAT machine? The digital audio tapes. That was like the de facto standard. Ricky, I know you watch my videos. That's my dad's friend. You know what DAT was. It was like the prosumer entry-level pro audio tape format. Sony had mini disc. If you had, before the iPod and hell, before CD players, you had a Sony Walkman that you put your audio cassettes in and played your music in. When you thought of electronics, you thought of Sony. And you have to realize that Sony isn't just PlayStation. Sony is a conglomerate that has multiple different products that they sell, all the way up to movies. And they have to make money more than just with the PlayStation brand. And they're not doing it right now. If you really think about it, what products... Sony makes good damn products, okay? But what products have that must-have thing to them besides the PlayStation brand? When you go to look at a TV, people are looking at like Vizio, people are looking at Panasonic, people are looking at other brands. They don't think of Sony for that anymore. Even with camcorders, people are thinking of Canon, people are thinking of other brands, people are just thinking of their damn cell phones now, not Sony. When it comes to cell phones, I mean, the Xperia Z1 has a little bit of a name, but people are going for Samsung once again. Sony right now is in trouble. Their laptops aren't selling. None of their other products are flying off the shelves. Now, I'm going to be upgrading to 4K over the summer, okay? And, I'm going to buy the Sony Handycam, the 4K Handycam. But, I just feel like Sony kind of has lost their way. I remember when Apple came out with the iPod. And, Sony desperately tried to come out with their own kind of Walkman iPod. I mean, they still sell. I have a Sony Walkman iPod player, right? Or a MP3 player, iPod player. That just shows how synonymous music is with Apple. But I have a Sony MP3 player now, but Sony totally missed the boat on that, man. They totally dropped the ball on the whole mobile market. They still kind of just stuck with CD players. They tried to make mini disc players into MP3 players, and they gave you this ridiculous. Any of you guys who use mini disc in the early 2000s know what I'm talking about. They gave you that ridiculous software to convert MP3s to work on mini discs. And I just feel like Sony has lost their way. They found their way with PlayStation again, but they've lost their way with the rest of their products. And they're selling buildings and doing other things. And if you remember, there was just an article out a while ago that there's they gave him a 78% chance that Sony could go bankrupt in 2 years. And I hope that doesn't happen. I love Sony. I love the PlayStation 4. And I want to see Sony as a whole succeed. Because, guys, you got to remember, PlayStation, maybe it'll get sold to someone who can hold it up, but if Sony fails as a company, I don't know what'll happen to PlayStation. And if PlayStation gets sold off to somebody, they need to be a very powerful company, because I don't know who could handle something as big as PlayStation as well as Sony is now. Back in the days with PS3 was a different story, but the PlayStation 4, they're handling it very well. So, Sony, I wish you the best, but right now things aren't looking good, guys, and you have to remember, Sony is a conglomerate, and they need to do good all around. They can't just be PlayStation holding them up, because it won't hold them up. There's way too many products they're making, way too many employees, way too many distribution centers around the world. They need all of their products to do well to keep Sony financially afloat. And right now they're not doing it. That's why their credit rating, again, was deemed junk by Moody's. Anyway, guys, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.